crossing borders, the struggles of illegal immigration to the USA, the dream of America. Rohit sat on a crowded train in New Delhi, staring out the window at the blurring cityscape. The evening sun cast long shadows across the city's tangled streets, a metaphor for the winding path he was about to take. His heart raced with excitement and fear. He had no real plan, no clear destination, but he knew one thing: he had to reach America. Rohit was 26, a young man with big dreams. In his small village near Varanasi, he had seen the glow of prosperity that the West promised. He had seen the pictures, the skyscrapers, the cars, the life of comfort. A cousin in America had sent him a photo once, standing in front of the Statue of Liberty. "You must come too," his cousin had written. Everything is possible here. The stories of others who had made it filled his mind. He'd heard of people who had crossed borders, endured hardships, and built new lives. Rohit was ready to take the leap. So when he found a middleman willing to arrange his travel to the United States, he did not hesitate. He had sold his family's only piece of land to pay the agent. It was a desperate but hopeful step, one that would change his life forever. The long road, the journey wasn't easy. Rohit had to first travel to Dubai, where he was to meet another agent who would arrange the next leg of the journey. From there, they took a small, overcrowded boat across the Mediterranean, landing in a hidden part of southern Italy. The seas were unpredictable, and for the first time, Rohit began to question the path he had taken. Yet, the promise of a new life, of freedom, of opportunity kept him moving forward. From Italy, the journey became more dangerous. Rohit, along with dozens of others, crossed borders in the dead of night, sneaking past security checkpoints, hiding in the backs of trucks. They had no identification, no legal status, only a shared hope that the end of this treacherous road would lead to the land of opportunity. Months later, after surviving grueling conditions and spending all their savings, they reached the United States. They entered through a less watched border crossing in Texas. But the reality was far from what Rohit had imagined. The American dream wasn't waiting for him with open arms. Instead, it was hidden behind a wall of uncertainty, fear, and isolation. The harsh truth: Rohit's first days in America were filled with shock. He didn't speak English fluently and was forced to live in the shadows, constantly worried about being caught. His dreams of a steady job, a home, and a prosperous life seemed distant as he found work in construction, a labor-intensive job that paid less than he had imagined. His employer, a man who paid him under the table to avoid taxes, often took advantage of his status as an illegal immigrant. The hours were long and the work was grueling. The language barrier made communication difficult, and there were always whispers of the government's raids on immigrant communities. Every knock on the door sent a wave of panic through him. If they found him, he would be sent back, his dreams shattered in an instant. But Rohit wasn't alone. There were others like him, living in the same cramped apartment complex, sharing stories of their struggles and triumphs. Some had been in America for years, others only a few months, but all of them were bound by the same desire to build a life. Eventually, Rohit found a way to send money home to his family. They were happy to know that he was alive, but Rohit could never tell them the full truth. He could never tell them about the loneliness, the fear, or the uncertainty. They still believed that he was living a life of luxury. One evening, while walking home from work, he encountered an older man from his village, a man who had been in the U.S. for decades and had managed to secure a green card. The man, noticing Rohit's weary expression, said gently, "You know, it's not just about getting here. It's about surviving here. You need to be smart and careful. The dream, it's not as shiny as they tell you back home." Rohit nodded, understanding. He had learned the hardest lesson of all. The road to America was long, and the cost of crossing it wasn't just measured in money, it was measured in lost time, lost opportunities, and lost identity. Yet, Rohit was determined. He knew that his path wasn't over. Maybe America had not been what he had imagined, but he was still here. And as long as he remained, he would keep fighting for a future that was uncertain but still possible. He whispered to himself, "The dream is not in the place. It's in the will to continue."